Okay, let's go back to business. I think I have an idea. I guess every train that is a fluid train cannot have this interrupt, so I will have to remove certain things. And I'll just take this train out of the way. And well, this train isn't empty. I should just have the... Don't I have the other interrupt anymore? Did I delete the one interrupt thing? Let me make this train stop for now. Okay, I will create the interrupt for pickup trains. And I guess I will also just call it item pickup. Even though the name is probably unimportant. Important is that the conditions are met. Empty cargo. I don't know if I need to say not at specified station. I can say which station. I guess I could say pickup. And then say go to pickup in that case and wait till full cargo, or time passed, or save interrupt. I guess I can basically start these interrupts even though they don't, the conditions are not met. This train definitely currently doesn't have a empty inventory. So I will also give this train the same conditions. Might give iron output things sort of bluish tint, cyan tint, or maybe completely blue. I don't know what my favorite, maybe it was cyan actually. Cyan for iron might be sort of the color. I guess I will wait for empty cargo. Yeah, don't wait for 30 seconds. That will let the fuel run out too fast if they constantly go somewhere to refuel. I might have a refueling station about here somewhere. I don't know where my rocket fuel is produced. Okay, maybe up here. I wonder whether this place can be reached by these trains. And I will just... Well, let's open this book and I hate that I can't scroll through blueprints while I have the book open. I will scroll through the blueprints in the book instead, and that's not the wanted behavior. Anyway, this is now in there, just so I have it saved for future use cases. I think this station should be reachable once it's there, or this place there. Might also build this here. Might build this everywhere actually. Everywhere where I can. Now I will choose any kind of train. This gear wheel train, for instance, can go there. I'm still there. I shouldn't look at that for now. Might just have the belts go through there and basically have a number of stations here that are used for fueling. I wonder if I could just use multiple next to each other. Where should the station be? Probably here. Can I introduce that here without the weird bend? Yes. At least till there. And like this. Now I wonder whether I can build another one of these. And I guess this would only be good for fueling. It isn't good as a multiple output station. Maybe I could build such a thing somewhere. Maybe I could have specific designs for when I need more than 4 stations to a block. I think that should be possible. If there were actually parameterized blueprints, that would be good. Like if I could say, make this blueprint really different if certain conditions are met. So this would be a bit weird. I think I will give up on the third. The only thing I could eventually do is have this go straight. What if I made this a straight? I think then I could have endless stations, basically. Let's do that. Need to check whether this can actually go down. Why didn't that show up before? Yeah, I guess because I moved it up 1 block. And now I can basically copy this kind of design. Although not quite yet. I still need to make sure that it connects there. I guess this should all basically look the same. But I don't really want to move these up now. They will just look different and that's fine. Looking different is fine. And there will be space for 2 trains per station. And this will just be the refueling. So let's just write fuel. Color this maybe black or green. I think I will use the nuclear green, which will be some kind of dark green. 127. So looks a bit like... Okay, maybe I will use a light green instead, because the uranium is rather bright. Like that. And now I just need to tell the trains to go there, and also I need to actually make sure that fuel arrives there. I guess it's fine that I store that much fuel here in chests. It's just good to have a little bit of a backup. I guess I need blue underground belts there. I hope they can manage. They can. And I guess wherever I can, I will also still use red underground belts because I have more of them and they are cheaper. And for this kind of fuel, it really doesn't matter. While I don't have the nuclear fuel, I will use this kind of fueling station design. I might even build the nuclear fuel production here with centrifuges. Just deliver some uranium. Once the trains are properly connected there. Guess I might also just have a station here. Let's already set this up. I guess I might call this station pickup, even though at the moment it would be quite unused, or a train would just stay there forever. So I need more trains in the system, and also I will have to build a depot fairly soon. One idea would be to build it here. So sort of in the middle of all the train network for now. Some above, there's some below. I might use this whole thing for some kind of factories. At least this train already knows that it needs to go there. And this will be a pickup station as well. You love trains. I also love trains in this game especially, and also in real life. They are much more efficient than cars. Much more environmentally friendly. So let's look. This train. I guess it's supposed to be here. I have a pickup and a drop interrupt. I will now introduce a fuel interrupt. How do I do this? I will just say fuel interrupt with the fuel parameter, even though I don't think it's necessary. Fuel. I could say out of fuel, just to make this clearer. Interrupt condition. I guess I will say any locomotive, it doesn't really matter though. I guess I could say 2. I wish I could say megawatts or no, megajoules. I guess joules would be the correct unit there. Interrupt station is fuel. Wait until full fuel. Can I say something like full fuel? I wish I could parameterize this. I guess I could say time past 2 seconds. Then it should definitely be full or fuller. Hello, ban evader. ASDF movie, is that a YouTube thing or something else? I know the meme, I love trains. Wasn't it some kind of Rainbow Trains song? I don't quite remember. But I didn't know where it was from. So, yes, the depot, I hope it's fine to just build it here. And this will be an individual build. Basically, I just need to make sure that trains have a place to wait, if there are too many of them. And suddenly I have more of those higher quality furnaces. Okay, yeah, maybe I will note down the ASDF movie thing and maybe look it up. Then I know what it's about. I already see a YouTube thumbnail with colorful rainbow trains, so I guess that's something interesting to watch later. Thank you for that knowledge. I need to put more trains into the pickup trains group. Let's see. I guess I'm outside of Roboport range. That's not good sometimes. So I have at least 2 pickup stations already. Possibly 2 drop stations. I wonder where the other oil train is. Okay, I guess I have 2 oil trains and they are all here. Like they are supposed to be. Haven't really looked much at this factory in a while. It is still just producing things. And I wonder... Yeah, I have limited this, that's good. I will upgrade the inserters. I guess there's a lot of funny stuff to watch on that channel, or in that style. I never have seen this moon bear so far, so I guess it will be a new experience. Now I sort of want to design the output station for everything, basically, and especially, or specifically for this iron to go into the steel smeltery. One row each. Still not sure how well this design will work overall. And now I remember I need to actually only do that every other thing. And then use belts going into the right. To the right from the view of the underground belt. And now I will just have... Well, I don't have the correct splitters yet, so I will just do it like that anyway. I shall hydrate. Thank you, Kana. This song is quite intense in a weird way, or weird in an intense way. I guess it's called the Pentapod. Might be called the Dance of the Pentapod. There's a lot of rhythm going on. I don't know if those are... what instrument those are. Violins, maybe? Okay, now if I add power, this should just work. And of course I need substations rather than medium power poles. I would like to already set up the power controls so I don't power this unnecessarily, or if I don't have the power in the system. So I guess it's good that I have an accumulator with me. I do have a power switch as well. and a decider combinator. I guess I will need both eventually, but also I need to set up the input station, or the pickup station. It's already called pickup. Might have more trains with this style and stop. Also, I didn't complete the fuel station, so that will be something to do. Okay. That's that. I guess I have problems here as well with signaling. There need to be chain signals. And now I would like to rotate the whole game and see where that signal is exactly, but I guess it is... I can see that it is meant for this track and not the above track. Anyway, pickup station. Didn't I ever copy this? Maybe I did. I guess I did. There it is. And I need substations on me at all times. How could I ever forget? Let's look if I have advanced or uncommon substations already, or quite a lot of them or not. Don't quite see where they are made. Okay, there. Doesn't really fit in my view. But soon everything should be made by those modular train blocks. Anyway, I will go to the fueling station for now, or should I? Maybe I can just do that remotely. Might also be able to set this up and then just blueprint it. One. Okay. How about like this? Although, might have issues there. I will see. How will I get in there? Not like this. I do not like this. Of course I might just get the stuff in here and then work my way up or down. That doesn't quite fit. Which is fine in a way, but also annoying. I guess I will find a way. I'll just do a splitting thing here. And I might also skip a bit further forward. Or maybe also just build it a little bit further up. So it's not directly next to a rail. Okay. Basically this. And then another split. One will go there. One will go further. I will already put the inserters in place. So this should be able to support 6 different train stations, so if there are ever 6 trains that want to get fuel at the same time, that should be supported. I just need to power the inserters as well. There are substations here. I guess there's no problem in powering this all the time. I guess train limit is 2 for each of the stations. I guess there is no such thing as a train limit or a train stop group where I can have the same kind of train stop, always have the same number of limit. But I guess it's easy to copy in this case. If I had 20 stations that are not in a line, then it might be a bit more tedious to copy everything. But this works now, hopefully. And I will continue being annoyed by the flashing light there. So I should maybe just hotfix this in all the necessary places. In all the places where I can see it, that is. So why is that? I guess there's just no proper output there. This is fixed, or supposed to be fixed. I guess I will also have to edit my blueprint that contains these signals. I am there. And I guess I wanted to work on the steel output. Potentially. And later work on a depot for trains and military science. Military science requires copper plates as well and stone related things. So I guess I would have to set up quite a lot of factories that work differently in every kind of way. But most of them only have up to 3 ingredients. Okay, I wanted to actually set up the power system, the power control. Let's do this. So we have an accumulator. Do I have an accumulator, please? Yes, I'm just not good at seeing everything. So, not directly. Let's connect to a decider combinator first. And so I will probably just measure the content of these chests. Steel is probably stack size 100. 100 times 10 times 12. That's 12,000. So, steel smaller than, let's say, 10,000, so I guess I have a little bit of leeway. The factory will not start immediately, immediately once one piece of thing was collected. Not sure how many things I will feed in there. Might limit this to one train for now. Might also send this train somewhere else. I guess doesn't really care. Okay, let's connect these chests. I will copy this. So now steel is lower than 10,000, that's true. Accumulator symbol. If that's more than 50. And only then, I guess there's a power symbol. Is there a power symbol? Yes. Might be nice if this defaulted to the power symbol. Okay. So I can send power through, I just need to build the power infrastructure. So now this factory is running, and I see that some things are not properly configured. Thank you for following. Hi, Banu, if that's correctly pronounced. So I guess I will have to get out the steel from here. So those are 10 outputs. I guess I'll just make it very simple and just have 10 inputs here. Although, is that really necessary? No, stop it. Let's not waste splitters. I can do this more professionally. Can just blueprint this for now. Then I will have 5 inputs. Although I might use more inputs from the middle. I wonder whether that is correct. I guess it might be. It's still a bit over-engineered, or too many splitters overall, I think. I might just do it with less, but this is me. This is how I design these weird things sometimes. And I want to use less actual belts to have less stuff visible there. And there's just one more input, that's correct. So now it seems iron plates are missing, and I don't have any trains. Let's just drive you. Oops. Okay, now you are inserting stuff suddenly. Then do that if you must. I guess I'll just build a few more trains. And I might not even have to do that manually. I'll just build these two and then I will copy, or I will just set the group, and the group should basically give them the interrupts. And then I should soon start with the depot. I hope this pickup is already properly usable. I'll set a limit anyway. It's nice to have a limit. And I should eventually get rid of this steel factory. I might just do that now and basically set up a delivery system for that steel so it can arrive. Currently it's just going down. Okay, where do I put this in? It's going to the space related stuff. And then it's going into the base, I guess. Together? No. No, that's where it's coming from, actually. Why is it coming from below as well? I also like this design that I came up with at some point. This is basically to turn around a belt. If it's right, left coming in, it will be left, right coming out. Anyway, you will be the train group pickup trains. Same. And then I will copy this with the trains and just place this. And then I have 6 new trains ready to do things. Automatic. And it's just leaving. Let me also just... I guess the automatic might also be copied now, so once the trains are fully placed and fueled, they will run away. I hope. Oh yes, they are running away. If they have something to do. If they don't have something to do, then they might not run away. I might also have to find out whether I need to apply limits somewhere. Maybe they will all just go somewhere and I don't know where they will arrive. But I guess at the moment I need a lot of iron trains anyway, so that's quite good. So they are delivering the iron from there to there, which is just what I want. And then the smelting can happen. I might even set up a second station somewhere here. Or there, I guess, to allow more iron to come in here, because it gets used up quite quickly. 3 full red belts is not enough. I guess soon I might also upgrade this to blue belts, but this is still far in the future, I suppose. Okay, this is the fuel area. I might want to build the next modules. Let's see if I can. Or if this is in the way of something. I might just totally not care about things that are in the way. Might also try to manually reroute the belts there, because I don't really want the blue circuits and low density structures to just go into the logistics system somewhere. So I don't know why I got up here. Maybe there was something in the way before. I will definitely go more right and then up. Yeah, let's start with the space science first. This is a rail thing. Yeah, need to switch hotbars. Eventually all the oil stuff will also move. And this is where the space science goes. And now I will just deconstruct these belts. Probably pick up quite a lot of space science. I guess I might just put it back into the landing pad. And then it will be thrown onto the belt again. And then more will arrive from space, which is fine, I guess. I might just bend this belt just after the space-related production. And I guess there I will pick up everything and try to move it somewhere, maybe into a chest with a splitter. Okay, I can't do it that way. What I can do is like this, so I see the inventory, but I guess it's not really helping. I'm destroying things. Was a good idea, but it's difficult to execute it properly, and especially with my executive function. There's a bit of water left. I guess there was a little pond. And I don't have landfill, but I can just get landfill, can I? And let the robots do that. And now I'm full of stuff, but I can just throw stuff in here. Anyway, there's a splitter, that's good. So I can introduce the things that I picked up. I will say input priority left. And I want a better inserter on that hotbar. I guess I don't even want the blue stuff anymore. So this is low density structures, and this is blue circuits. And I guess then less stuff is in the way. The new train module. Not that one. I guess I don't even have it in this kind of, or do I? Is this a working example? It might be, but I would rather use this blueprint. Okay, maybe not, actually. Actually, I should have this in my parameterized blueprint as well. Let's copy that. This is just half of the design, I guess. But I still want the full one as well. And that just doesn't have any conflicts. I guess I wanted the steel to be put out somewhere here for now. Might also do a pickup station for copper. I wonder if I have configured this to be tileable already. Not quite, oops. Now I built quite a lot of random trash stuff. Want to make sure that nothing bad is being built. Except for my blueprints, they are all bad. Okay, expanded my network a bit. This will take a while to build. Still need to... Yeah, I guess I need to work on getting rid of my base eventually. Hopefully at some point I can stop using steam power. I might just have to work on some modular nuclear power plants. Basically this, but in one of these train blocks, or in multiple train blocks. If I need more energy, I can just paste more of that, if I build it correctly. And once I remove this steel smeltery, the old one, then I can basically also paste the train blueprint here and make the crude oil pumping part of the pickup system, but with fluid trains instead. So there's still, I guess, alerts for the steel trains. They have nowhere to go yet, so this is what I need to set up next. I might just do it on this side. I have a station for that. Let's just look. Might be this thing. Is it? I guess there's a power pole in the way, but that's the smallest problem I could hope for. And one issue with this is still that I need to have a better signaling with this blueprint. Eventually I might want to also copy that properly. No idea where this signal would go. I guess I will have to wait until it's built. Maybe then I will copy that whole thing. Not sure if that's necessary. This steep increase is because I now have 2 accumulators rather than just 1. But I guess I want more eventually. Okay, now I can place the blueprint, or place the signal, and then I can hopefully copy that blueprint again. Possibly remove the all kinds of power related things from the design. I guess I could keep the station. Maybe even the roboports. But the power poles could be misleading. I don't need them in that design. Okay, this will be a vertical station. I guess it's the upgraded version of this, so I will remove that one. And then I will just build a unloading station. And this unloading station for now will just be for the base. So it will just unload the steel. Let's see where the iron is coming from, or where it's coming out. I don't know if I have copied this blueprint yet. So, I don't know about this power pole placement. That's a bit odd. Still don't quite like it. I think I could build a design where I have 4 output lanes. I did that once, and maybe I should do it again. It would look a bit weird. But I want to start correctly, basically, and not build anything that I will regret it if I copy it to too many different places. It might not increase the throughput much, but it will definitely help a bit. Especially with things that have bigger stacks. This is not how I built this. I don't quite know how I built this. Probably not this way. And this would be an extra output. But just from the side chests. So they might empty earlier, but I guess for a little bit of time they might help in certain circumstances to empty out the train wagons faster. I'm not sure though. Might just be too much effort for too little gain. I guess I'm happy still with this design, even though it's not perfect. I guess that's an unloading station. Let's use some kind of... I don't know which arrow I would use. There's input and output. I guess the things are outputted from the train, but they are inputs for the factory, so this makes it weird for me to decide on a direction of the name. It's interesting what kinds of icons are available. I wonder what could be built with all of this. Maybe some kind of ASCII train map. Anyway, I guess I will not choose an icon because it takes a year for me to decide which would be good. Do I have the input station yet? Modular loading, yeah, let's just put the unloading next to it. I guess this design would eventually have to have a chain signal there instead. But I don't have to do it right now. Might find some time eventually to fix this. So, why is this not happy? I guess it's not placed in a good place. The rails are all there. Is this too close? Maybe it only fits there. A bit too close to the switch. Still broken. What if I add a thing there? What if I add another thing here? Also, I should just start by building the unloading station. That might take a while to build. And then just feed these things together. And then I might have steel outputs, 2 steel outputs. They might just get sent there. Just need to build that properly. Still don't get why this doesn't work. Maybe I have to build it there. How about I just do the splitting here? I guess if I hold right click and just run through, like I just did, just go over everything, I might, oops, yeah, not there. But I guess if it's the same item, I might only remove the belts instead of also removing the rails. Might not work for underground belts. I don't think... I don't think the rail is marked for deconstruction. Okay, now remove all of this. Not sure if there will be a hole in the electricity system. Probably not. But I guess it's good to just check. Okay, I see an issue. This station has a name. I mean, I copied the name of the station. That's not good for a blueprint that I want to use everywhere. This will be steel drop. Is it already getting used? Might just say 2 trains may go there. Trains with the stop. No path. Why are you saying, okay, maybe you are saying that for a good reason. So I guess trains that want to go there can only do so if there's a way there. I guess I might temporarily connect this. Basically have an ender loop to allow trains to use all kinds of paths. Might be similar here for certain situations, but eventually I want to just have this system everywhere and then I don't have to care. So once this piece of rail is built, this train should leave. And that's true, the train is leaving to this station. And I guess everything should work out. Steel will go to the base. I guess in certain locations steel is lacking, so that might have slowed down some production for a while. Just if you are wondering, I'm playing with peaceful and non-existing biters. Nobody is ever going to attack me in this game, except maybe asteroids. Or in this playthrough I had a lot of playthroughs with enemies. And I guess I had enough of those, so this time it's a bit more peaceful. Peace and quiet. Not the additional stress of having to deal with biters. Building a factory is bad enough. Wait. This is not the location where I want to build the signal. I think now it's correct. I think I might now remove this and replace it with the proper train block. This might destroy some things along the way. So what's up with this signal? Is that a problem everywhere? Oh no, it is. Oops. I don't know if I can improve that somehow. Basically, a problem is that I can't build a signal inside this triangle. I guess if I could, it would be not so problematic. But I can't rebuild everything now, can I? I don't really want to. I guess I might just not build a thing there. and instead use chain signals over here. I'm not sure if they will complain similarly about the same problems. I might just try this out and see where this leads. Guess I have to wait until the signals are built before they can show any weird lights. I guess those are the signal delivering robots. They both determine at the same time around here that they need to charge and go down again. I guess it might be sort of difficult to program a logic that is sort of flexible. At least now the signals are not flashing anymore. I guess this would be good with signals. And with chain signals specifically there. So eventually I might have to replace all of those signals, or I don't know if any problems can arise from not having these chain signals there. This looks slightly weird, this bend. Not quite sure what looks weird about it. I guess, is there a straight in the middle? Anyway, the oil pumping is broken, so I need to rebuild that. This is where the oil station is. This can be removed. I guess this was the old station location. I think that should fix it. Except this power pole up there is not connected. Maybe now everything is powered. I guess I don't need this power pole anymore. I will see whether this works eventually. So this might be another pickup station. Another random pickup station. Possibly with just one train limit. One problem is of course that I can never see to which pickup they want to go if they just say heading to pickup. And there's a problem up there. Why is that a pickup station? What did I want to pick up there? Possibly uranium-235. And now I didn't limit this and they all decided to go there. That's why you should always limit your stations. I guess you will go. Maybe I will wait until I have, or I will wait on producing nuclear fuel until I have some other things ready. Like, for instance, military science. I might try to work on that and its requisites. Or requirements, is that the same word? I don't know. Okay, my research is almost done. I should switch maybe to nuclear fuel reprocessing. Insert a capacity bonus. It's not an endless research, but I should finish it. Might also do braking force now that I have a lot of trains. Not sure where they will all go. Might also tell them to get fuel. Then they will have to go. I guess right now they don't have any other purpose. How about now I might build that depot. Might go there or thereabouts. And build the depot. Oh no. I guess I'm not insured. I don't have a health insurance against train damage. I mean, damage done by trains to my body. So I should be careful. This doesn't work for some reason. Why though? Not sure if this is a bug or a feature, but this doesn't work. That a train can't have its wagon up till here, for instance. Yeah, this doesn't get recognized. But why is there a building location if I can't properly build a signal? Okay, I will just write down depot, just to remind myself that this is where I will build the depot, because I might forget otherwise. Why is that so? Was that always the case? Did I move something around in other places? Let me check a different place. This. Oh yeah, these actually don't properly interact, so you can't go from that rail to that rail, so this is kind of useless for that purpose. I don't really want to build everything over again. I'm thinking about maybe being able to properly signal this if I move some things a little bit. Maybe I should try that, prototype that in a few places and then actually apply it later. Anyway, I am about to build the depot. Guess I might also just prototype it here. So what was the issue? This is my, I guess, third Space Age playthrough so far. And in this playthrough I haven't really gone far into space yet. I have just built the space platform for science. I want to go to Glebber first, and I sort of read this idea, and also I want to build a fully parametrized train factory. So basically I want to have a blueprint where I just set a recipe and then I will build specific stations for that recipe, or they will be set automatically and then trains will just come and deliver the things. But it will be kind of difficult to set up. And also this is quite tight and messy. But I wanted to stick to the Roboport grid. But I guess constraints make innovation happen in some way or another. So how diagonal can I go? Might have the same problem there, although it might not be a problem. Oh yeah, I see now what the initial problem was supposed to be. That's if I have a station here. I want to be able to signal things correctly. I might move this over to the right a little bit. And now the rails are sort of in the way, or some things are in the way. Let's see, I will just build some chain signals now that I can. I hope this is below. Or is it? I guess it is. I guess since I'm playing peaceful and with no actual enemies, it will be not that challenging to go to Glabber. But still, dealing with spoilage, dealing with all the water and the cliffs without having cliff explosives, without having the mech armor, will be a bit tedious. And also I usually have electromagnetic plants by now. Not even sure what that did. Maybe it produced modules and changed the recipe every now and then. Yeah. My Glabber factories so far are very chaotic. I tried to do a sort of bus where things always try to flow back into the bus and everything that can spoil goes towards where it can be destroyed. So this design is now obsolete. Still want to use parts of this. Okay, I see. So this needs to be moved up a little bit. And that needs to be gone. Not sure about this. I guess now the signals are not complaining anymore. How much Space Age did you play so far, if you want to share? I really hate the spacing here. And yes, that signal is broken. Always. I guess I might just keep that there or remove it. So. Okay, Prometheum for the first time. Yeah, that's good. I have a... I don't know if you care about spoilers, but I have a YouTube video where I show off a big Prometheum collecting ship. I guess I could even show the blueprint if you're interested now. Even though I don't know if you would see much if I just have the blueprint, or if I just look at the blueprint in the blueprint book. Not sure how it would look if I just try to place it. Okay, this doesn't actually need to be there. I want to just create some stations now. Might just copy this now. Okay, there's a signal. I will overwrite this signal. Yeah, I can show you the blueprint. I might just go into space for that, because maybe then I could pretend to place it. I don't think I can place space blueprints on Novice, or even get them out. I would have to try that. Space platforms. And in my first playthrough I named all my spaceships after Pokemon. So this is one of the smaller space platforms. Let's just pretend to build this, and you can see maybe the scale, but also, yeah, everything is sort of, the frame rate is going down a lot. I basically have a lot of Prometheum storage. I guess I can't really move further away and look at other things, but yeah, a lot of railguns. I guess in this design I have railguns, gun turrets, and rocket turrets. And let's look at some other. I guess the game might break. I will save the game just in case. These are some of my intermediate ships. Porygon, because it flies in a polygon around the solar system. Ditto was basically a platform that I copied, or that I just pasted this blueprint down and used it for different things, and just Ditto basically transformed into other Pokemon. And this is Meowth. Is Meowth the big thing? I don't even know anymore. I also hope that the interface scaling that I'm using is well enough visible on the stream. So this is Meowth. How would it look if I place it here? Okay, yes, very broken. I should stop this. Let's go to the mushroom farmer, for instance. Just want to see how much I can see of that space platform. Yeah, I don't know in which way we might be similar. You might tell me about that. Because, of course, I don't really know much about you. But our Factorio playstyles might be different. But I'm also interested in how other people play Factorio. I think I can't go much further to the front here. But basically, this ship had only railguns and lasers. If you have fusion power on the space platform, that is feasible to do. Then you don't even need too much ammo production anymore. So what is the problem there? Out of fuel. Why didn't out of fuel trigger? Maybe I should just write here instead to if rocket fuel is below 2. And then here I should also be concrete and write rocket fuel above 10. And then I actually, yeah, I could fuel it remotely. Yeah, veggie and leftist, that's good. Are you also an engineer in the real life job sense, or do you only mean Factorio engineer? But it's nice to see more veggie leftists around. Retail, yeah, okay. I mean, I have a whole lot of opinions about retail and the future of it, but yeah. I will share them if you want to hear them, or I don't know if I can formulate them at the moment. If you want, you can also tell me in which country you live, so I might try to understand in what context you live and work or something. Only if you want to share. I'm of course in Germany, in Berlin. And by of course I mean I would rather be somewhere else, but also it's not possible at the moment. I guess I'm very automation pilled, so I would find it nice if less tedious work existed. If we could, for instance, just use machines instead of having to employ people to do retail stuff. And if, for instance, we could have underground depots for stuff, and then stuff would be delivered with, for instance, transport belts going through the city at an elevated level where they also give shadow, or is it called shadow? Shading to people on the sidewalks. And also protection from rain and stuff like that.
We have an intruder!
How did he get in? In through the window?
Hello Cosmo. Hallo Simon, guten Tag. Hi Kai. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing Factorio. I have a lot of rails. Hello Gumpan. Moini. Someone is called Maxwell Black and they put their name in the game. Yeah, the Factorio grind is back, I guess, sometimes at least. I tend to also play a lot of other games at the same time sometimes. I mean, not at the same time. Only some games at the same time. But mostly in succession rather than parallel. And currently I'm trying to build a very big train grid and trying to parameterize everything. Basically all these trains only have temporary stops and they figure out where to go based on what they have in the inventory. Hope you had a nice stream. I guess you played a little bit of Blueprints and then the 3 question mark things. Hope that went well. Is it called the 3 question mark? I don't know what the English terminology would be there. Very cursed peak game. Is peak game slang for something? Is it the height of all possible games ever? It is great. And Cosmos says it is cursed. I guess your opinions sort of diverge, or I am misunderstanding something. Oh, and I see a train moving there. It's weird to see this model just do its thing while I'm looking somewhere else. Now I imagine Gampan is the only person who owns the game, the others just try it for a refund. But maybe that's not quite true. I will now rename this station to Depot. Then I need to also place some signals. You own it now as well? Yeah, I guess you didn't pirate it necessarily. You don't own the game? But I guess you suggested it somehow. But maybe you just wanted Cosmo to play it, so you don't have to. Yeah, games without Twitch categories are interesting. I wonder if I ever played any except for my own games. I wonder if that redeem is redeemed by playing it once. I hope for you if you didn't like the experience. That for Gampan who likes to see the game played. I wonder if anyone played the game on YouTube. I guess now we have the epic Vulcanus music. The game will be finished. Is it still in development? Six hours of playthrough, that sounds like not much compared to Factorio, but for a puzzle game or an adventure game, I guess it's good. I'm just doing some more research. It's a bit tedious to always click somewhere else. I wonder how many trains I have and what they are all doing. I'm sure Cosmo will finish the game before Christmas. Whether that was today or not, we will see. Okay, you will finish it on Sunday. I see that as a promise now, even though it's just a hope. So I will have another interrupt. It's called bored. because trains can be bored as well. Train is bored if destination full or no path. And target is depot. Add wait condition, I guess inactivity. Or it could also just be time passed. Not sure. Have a good night, Gumpan. I hope you can enjoy more 3 question marks. I sort of dread that I will have to work on something complicated soon. Also have a good sleep, Cosmo. Thank you very much for the raid again. I hope you will get enough rest. I guess I will work on military science soon. Just need to be aware of the fact that there are biters in some of those, or biter nests in some of those areas. Okay, I have trains, I think. I have trains somewhere. Except that they have a different thing in front of them. Let's see. I guess I don't need to connect this now. I want to probably just start work on the military science factory and then use that specifically to parameterize everything. Okay, I guess trains are leaving once they are fueled. I need to be careful not to run into any trains. And some of them are sleeping now, or at least this one. We'll try to watch if any other trains also just are sleeping. Yes. They have nothing to do. Destination stop full, that's what they are saying. Because they have the pickup destination. And since that is full, the board interrupt will take over. I want to check if I can edit this somehow. If there is anything else I need to do. I don't think I can or want to change anything there. And I guess I will fix this once I have better ammo. That should be possible during the placement of the military science, which maybe will happen someday in the future. I don't know if I will finish this today. I want to get the new blueprint, the vertical blueprint done. Might even try to get the horizontal blueprint done as well, or rebuild. I might just use those chain signals there. They might be more flexible. And then I want to basically copy this whole design. And use it here. That's probably the best possible placement. And I guess I can fit a proper station in here. So where does the ramp go? I can just look at that design and try to peek and place it correctly. Probably something like here. Maybe a bit more to the right. Do I still have it? Need to go one further up, I think. Or I could go one further up. I don't necessarily need to, but it would be good if I did to save some rails and space. I think I want to still keep it sort of modular, so I will just copy this name it the vertical station V2, because it's the second version, or maybe even the third, but I don't care about history. And there, I guess everything except this signal can be kept, right? Let me check. Yeah, I guess the signal would be turned into a chain signal, which might only be relevant if I have a vertical station and the signal is already in there. So I can just do this and save, this and save the game, the blueprint. I could also save the game, just in case. So what else? I guess this will be the production of military science. So I will have like 4 on each side. I might even remove the Roboport eventually. I guess this is the new design. And now, I guess the other thing doesn't have to be copied or not in the clipboard currently. So I will just do this. And there is a robot that doesn't know what to do. I guess I should just start working on the factories. I wouldn't know how to parameterize at the moment. I haven't done this in a while. This will be productivity modules. I guess it will not always work that way. Yeah, I thought it was kind of a very good concept of a very good combination of these concepts, like parameterization and the train interrupts. I mean, they are already generic. They can be generic. But if you can also make the train interrupts be determined sort of by what product you produce, that would be powerful if it works. I have no idea whether it will work, how complicated it will be, how much circuit logic I might need, or whether it is just easy. No idea about that. But I guess I will see. Hope I don't need... I mean, there is a mod out there called Recursive Blueprints, but I don't think I will need it here. It is pretty powerful though. Yeah, I also did a parameterized blueprint for quality upcycling or quality grinding, where you mostly use robots for the things, but that eventually led to me having millions of storage chests, or maybe thousands, I don't know. Definitely millions of items with different qualities that were never used anywhere. So I need to properly limit such systems if I do quality grinding. I'm doing some quality production here, but so far I have no recyclers, of course, and if I don't go to Fulgora first, I will not have recyclers for a while. So I can only get quality by luck and not by recycling over and over. This is the first playthrough where I'm trying to make quality steam engines and boilers. But yeah, I will have 4 stations. You're making quality ore, basically. But I think this might be even more complicated in a way. You know what? If you want, I can show you the other playthrough. It might take a moment to load. Let's just look for Space Age. It's 850 hours in the game. And it will say that it might complain about some mods being installed, I don't know. But I will also not save it, I will just show it. Just a short distraction. And maybe I will also see some interesting things that I have forgotten. The frame rate might be quite low, I don't know how low it would be right now. And then I can also show you the base platforms. Oh yeah, the frame rate might jump from 50 to 30. Here I'm doing quality grinding for Bioflux. And I'm basically trying to make quality fruits, quality Bioflux from quality ingredients partly. And then... Okay, this is recycling everything, potentially to get quality ingredients and maybe quality spoilage. And the target is to have quality agricultural science packs. But I guess that is not what I wanted to show you just now. I don't know what I wanted to show you. I'll just take a look at my novice probably. Oh yeah, quite a lot of science packs. This is my big research build. At times I have over 700k science per minute. Bulgora. I wonder which modules you mean. All those quality modules. This is kind of broken right now. I'm doing sushi mixed belt quality grinding and that really doesn't work for me. Previously I had quality grinding or quality module grinding on Novice. That kind of worked the way I did it, but it also led to a lot of robot trash, or basically the quality ingredients being all over the place, because for some reason there's an imbalance, I guess, might be randomness, but that leads to belts being full of random stuff. And I need a way to deal with that properly. I can also show you, this is a very weird train network, and these trains are also all 1-2 trains, and they only have 4... Okay, they have a pickup proper station or destination, and then the rest is interrupts. Maybe I should also do that for my other playthrough. And this is the wheel of scrap. I even have it here in the pin list. And there I try to see what kind of stuff is on the belts. This kinda looked broken, but maybe the trains were just at this particular moment a bit busy. This is my depot. I even have different depots for fluid trains, because of course I don't want to make them block each other. I guess, yeah, one thing I wanted to show is the Vulcanus grind, the Vulcanus quality grind. But I can also quickly show anything else interesting here, maybe. This is producing the basic quality 3 modules with quality, and then whatever comes out of there goes into the quality grinding area up here. That is kind of stuck, but something still works sometimes. I'm also making superconductors of different quality. I guess hopefully depending on which quality is actually needed. Not really sure how that is limited. If that is limited at all. I don't really want to look into it too much. But yeah, here I am getting quality tungsten ore on Volcanus. I wonder how that works with the stacking. I guess it's always producing a full stack of certain quality and putting it out. Which is only 4. I have another modded playthrough where I'm using different planets and some other mods like infinite stacking and infinite quality, but I haven't gotten to infinite quality yet. Because you need to visit all the planets and get Promethium for it, I guess. This is my recycling setup for the tungsten ore. And eventually I want to have tungsten ore, which is legendary. And then that will be turned into legendary tungsten plate, carbide, tungsten carbide. I don't even know all these things anymore. I haven't played Space Age properly in a while. I mean, I have spent a lot of time on Novice. And there I'm making legendary quality Volcanus science. At least when I get the tungsten carbide legendary. But yeah, there was also this build that I made for legendary flamethrowers, where I basically tried all the ingredients of all the qualities and it sort of still is a mess. The good thing about flamethrowers is that they take engines and the 3 ingredients of engines, and that makes it easier to build this setup, sort of. But it's still a mess, and something is always overproduced, or it's just fine and we just have enough of these. Maybe not. But I guess this would be enough for wherever I want to use them. I wanted to use flamethrowers on Glebber, and now I'm looking at this and seeing how the recipe changes constantly because the recyclers always picks up something different. But yeah, I have some flamethrowers at the Glebber border, but just not too many. And they don't really have to do much. I guess the Tesla towers are doing the bulk of the job. It's also kinda difficult to make light oil on Glebber. I guess coal liquefaction is a thing. And to get coal liquefaction you first need to, I guess, do coal synthesis from carbon and sulfur. I guess that's a dead stomper. Not sure if I see any. I also have a bunch of trains going around, artillery trains that just go to these stations. Then they sit there for a while. Inactivity. Isn't inactivity happening right now? I don't know what that would take to happen. I haven't looked at this in a while, so I don't know what I did there and why. Anyway, Fulgora, I don't know if there's anything else to see. My starter base is still kind of robot-based and weird. Previously I ran over here with a tank, this tank in particular. And I always went from this mining island with a tank, or at the beginning also without a tank, just with my bare hands, and delivered some scrap. And then it got recycled. And yeah, Fulgora here was my first planet, because that was my favorite strategy even before Space Age was released. I was sure that I would go to Fulgora. I even made a video about it on YouTube. Also some quality grinding is happening here, and a lot of quality random stuff in chests, which is really a mess, and I don't really know if I would ever be able to get rid of it. Oh, you saw that video, thanks. Or a few videos. Interesting to see someone finding me who knows my videos. Oh yeah, I guess I'm making this kind of science here. Wait. Am I also making quality Fulgora science or not? Maybe that was an idea and I never did it. I'm definitely producing the basic science. I of course also uploaded most of my first playthrough to YouTube, but I also played quite a lot without streaming it and therefore without recording it. And I love the music, that's why it's running in the background. It's the full Disc 1 soundtrack, plus a few interesting songs from the Disc 2. And I still don't know if there is any sign of a quality science build. I guess I would have needed to quality grind a lot of items. Wait, I'm quality grinding accumulators here, but that might just be because I like quality accumulators. To make the science packs, I would only need quality supercapacitors as well. I don't make them yet, I think. What would happen if I recycle them? I get 4 different things. So that's kind of difficult. And then I would have to deal with potentially quality upcycling some of those items as well. And also show you, oh yes, Meowth. Probably not in action, but full of Promethium. And there are some lasers and railguns shooting. Probably this oxide asteroid will come into view soon. And then it gets destroyed. A bunch of foundries directly next to the railgun ammo production. It's interesting how much I don't remember. And at some point I guess I had to add more power production. I guess I'm limiting this via circuits. And there are still enough uranium fuel cells around. I had to build 2 of those railgun ammo productions because I was flying so far and trying to get this whole storage full. And then here I have a thing that controls the fuel pumping system thing. Yeah, it's like revisiting old source code if you ever programmed. And if you didn't properly comment your code, you will not know what's going on. But also seeing what you actually did in the past, I guess it might apply to many different things. Also some kind of, if you do art or something and you discover some old picture that you drew or something. I guess these things are also modular. And I needed to do this because of the pipe extents. These thrusters are sort of kept from each other. They are sort of limited in their scope. And that's just this spaceship. I guess I had Umbreon as well. This is already a bit bigger than some other ships. I guess I'm also saving the railgun ammo on belts for some reason. Not sure if this is the most efficient storage. Would be nice to continue this playthrough at some point, but I don't really know where I would continue, what I would do next. Also, did I show Novus? I guess a bit. Quite a lot of trains. Oh yeah, my train design with the overhanging waiting area and the double roundabout. I really like that. I basically freed all this land from the biters. And then some more. And that's why saving the game would take quite a bunch of time. But I don't really have that many blocks here. I guess there would still be quite a lot of space to build more factory. So there's quite a mix of things that I'm doing in each part of the factory, in each city block. This is military science. I guess they changed the recipe of the piercing rounds. Did you notice? I don't know if you are playing experimental, but now it's 2 copper plates instead of 4. And maybe it was just 1 firearm magazine, I don't know if they changed that. My robots are also quite fast. I have several nuclear power plants. I have, I guess, 1 big fusion thing. Would also show Aquilo in a moment. This is my main bus and it's still there, sort of, even though some things were replaced. My rockets and my biters. Some biters like to escape sometimes. And I guess most of them, or maybe even all of them, are legendary. The quality grinding for these artificial fighter spawners was also quite tedious and dangerous. What do you have to switch to your platforms? Okay, have fun or tolerance for real life. Thank you for being around and have a good day. It's nice to be distracted sometimes and entertained and to see new or different perspectives. It's interesting to look back on this. There might have been something that I wanted to look at specifically. I guess the pickup station command might be relevant. It's sad that they removed trees being placeable on landfill. That was a thing at some point. I wonder if I still have... Yeah, I guess this is where I initially placed actual trees on landfill. I don't know if I could still do it if I was there, but the ghosts don't work. Anyway, Aquilo. There I built... Looks a bit like some kind of telescope. My very much hexagonal fusion power. Where I have to feed some of these things manually because I can't fit enough inserters and chests in there that also need to be heated. I don't know if I could use burner inserters, if burner inserters would work there. But here I'm also producing quality cryogenic science. But only for fun. I guess it doesn't really help that much. It would be better to just ship more rather than higher quality. For the science at least. I'm sending more legendary railgun up, that's interesting. Who needs that at the moment? Only Meowth is there. I wonder if Meowth sometimes loses stuff. Not in the last 10 hours at least. I lost a bunch of stuff elsewhere. Anyway, I will load back into my other game. 25 minutes ago. That's how much I have been inspired. I hope the station name things can be parameterized. Let's see. So if this would be piercing rounds. Drop. This might be walls. I think I should not have a space in between these things. And the third ingredient is grenades. And then this will be pickup. For now just one train limit, so they don't come in droves. Not sure if I will be able to make a proof of concept today. Would be nice though. I need 3 output stations. I wonder whether I have a proper balancer somewhere. 4-4 balancer. I just want to copy it. I guess I might always use one of my old blueprints and downgrade the balancer. Build stuff. Okay. Obviously that can't be built. I may just be able to use that blueprint upgrade planner. I need to learn how this works again. I guess it's not that difficult. Okay, I will have such an output on all 4 sides. And maybe for now I will just take 1 belt each and try to feed it in here. And then we will have the output going into a proper loading station. I guess I should use inserters properly. And this design is built in a way so that I could place a few beacons in the middle. I guess that would be good. I even have some beacons with me, so I will just do that now. I guess I could already copy the whole thing and check whether it is parameterizable. Otherwise, I guess the whole project is for nothing. Let's, for now, call this pretty block gray science. And I will save this into maybe this thing. But also I will make a copy. And then I will try to parameterize it. It's so good that it actually knows these tags inside the station names, so I can actually do it, maybe. At least that's a hint that I could do it. Just have to say it's a parameter. What to craft solid ingredient 1 I don't even know the let's see. I have to check the recipe exactly to see the order in which the ingredients are written. So, piercing rounds, grenade, and wall. Wall is twice. I see. So this is the wall station. Potentially I want to finish the parameterization. What's the 50? Train stop priority. Okay, that's fine. I guess I don't really... I'm not sure if I want to change this parameter. That's the train stop limit. I might have 2. Or train limit. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And I'm writing it this way because there might of course be fluid ingredients, and for that I have to take extra precautions eventually. So this might be a parameter, but it will be set to 1 hopefully by default. So param city block factory 1, and I will say assembling machine, and I will say 3 ingredients. I don't know if I need to say 3 ingredients and 1 output. Anyway, I'll save this for now. I wonder if I could set this up soon. To properly work. What is this? Grenades. I guess that's fine. And then we just have walls coming from the top. Of course, this doesn't work yet because I haven't yet made any of the ingredients. But if I am correct, then I might be able to copy this and basically make the ingredients from scratch. Anyway, I guess it might also be difficult and different depending on which ingredient is needed in which recipe, how much. Because the order of how many things you need can be different. 20 green circuits, for instance. Or 30 rails. I didn't yet connect this ingredient, or at least the second part of it. Now I might try, firstly, to copy this just to have a backup, and then to select new contents for this blueprint. I think this should allow to keep the parameterization. Let's look. it didn't keep the parameterization. Now there's also rocket fuel. I wonder how it has been done before. Let me have a look. So this is still correct, still the same. Was the train not there before? Maybe the train wasn't there before. Let me have a look. Let me maybe delete this again. And copy. And then maybe I will just copy parts of this. Maybe I can't. Let's see. Okay, I have to do the parameterization again if I want to use that completely. I guess I will have to also copy everything then. Or I want to copy everything then. Now I need to parameterize again. I guess the interrupts are also parameterizable, which is a bit weird. Because interrupts are, of course, global. I don't know how that would fit then. Anyway, I will try to configure that again. So this is the what solid to craft. Solid 1, solid 2, solid 3. You can specify ticks for seconds. That's interesting. I guess train limit will be moved down. Zero, 0, 0. I guess I could even have setups where I craft a certain ingredient for something from even further down the line ingredients. I hope the flashing is not too annoying, but I guess I will be able to change it soon. If I remove the trains there. Shouldn't the parameterization then get a bit simpler? Let's save the blueprint. Look at this again. Did I use that one? I think so. Anyway. I need to check whether I have done correctly. Let me see. Of course, with more than 3 ingredients, this blueprint is not possible. But at least it might be possible otherwise. Okay, I guess this is an incomplete blueprint. I might just remove that one. And then work on research, maybe just do the mining productivity. And I want to basically copy this blueprint to another block where I might produce piercing rounds. If that works, I would be very happy. Of course, I can't yet see whether it actually does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, piercing rounds. Let's see. So we have one station for copper plates. We have one station for gun turn. What's the name? I forgot. I guess they're just rounds. Firearm magazine. Interesting. And then this should be steel. And I already have steel being produced, so that shouldn't be too difficult. And this is just pickup. And then I will have grenades next. Oops. I guess I need to actually use the blueprint from here. Grenades. They only have 2 ingredients. I'm excited to see what happens there. Whether one station will just be not showing anything. That's the iron drop. And that's the parameter 3 drop. I guess nothing will arrive there. But QoL drop is there. I guess I should have set train limits in the blueprint. That is something that I need to fix. Other than that, this seems to be a success. I might set the train limit to something else. I mean, it needs to be different numbers, so I can configure them. Wait, I need to not copy this, I need to set each individually, otherwise I would override the ingredient to be sent. I guess theoretically I might have different amounts of things. Different amounts of trains arriving at each station, but I guess 1 or 2 trains is fine. So let's also set this train limit. I guess I might do the rest offline eventually and reconfigure things because I have done something wrong. I guess this station can be abolished in this case. This doesn't need to be here. And of course I could also put in some kind of power check mechanism that turns off the inner part of the factory if it's not necessary to be turned on at the moment, because if there are a lot of beacons, I don't want to waste the beacon energy. I guess I only did these 3. Train limit is 2, train limit is 2. And there the train limit is 1. I mean, I need to change the configuration of the board interrupt. Not at specified station. And specified station is the depot. I guess otherwise I might still just put the pickup in the actual plan and the actual schedule. All my 17 pickup trains hopefully now are fixed in their board algorithm. So I hope they know what they will do when they are bored. Might have to check how many trains I have everywhere and if there is any assembly of trains. I will copy this again. I'll check whether the copy is correctly parameterized. Oh, this needs to be solid 3. And I guess I will try to do that. I need to see. There's a train. I'll save this for the moment and I will change the fuel interrupt. Less than 3. So the number is different. Different than the 2 from the train stop limit or the train limit. Yeah. Train limit. Let's go back to the blueprints and look at this and new contents for this blueprint. I'll try to get roughly the same content. Damn, the autosave sort of interrupted me. Thank you, autosave. Not the trains. Of course not the vehicle fuel. Parameterize, reconfigure this blueprint. Okay, I have to do it all again. But now I think this is routine. So ingredient train limit, output train limit. So both might be parameters. What? Solid. Good that I can just do that now. I don't know if I could do that earlier. Solid 1, solid 2, solid 3. And I guess it should be done now. City block factory with 3 different ingredients for an assembler, 1 output. I guess I might even have some line breaks in there. I will write that it's an assembler here. I will also write solid. I guess this is the actual blueprint now. Just want to use it again, maybe on gun ammo or firearm magazine, that's what it's called. I don't seem to have that many of those beacons. And of course the productivity that I used in the military science can't necessarily be used in other factories, but it's good to have it there in case it can be used. I guess sadly modules are not yet parameterizable or usable. That would be good. I guess I could lower the quality of these beacons or just remove them entirely for the moment. Still need to do walls. I will just do walls here. And I guess then there would be stone bricks, but they need to be made in a furnace. And then there's copper plates, which need to be made in a furnace. Maybe I could have copper ore be delivered from a mine and smelt it in a different place. And the smeltery might be parameterized then. I guess this doesn't need to be there. And they are now already producing the ammo. And some trains will definitely collect it at some point once I have enough inserters there. A lot of robots are flying around trying to build things, because now I can build quite a lot of stuff at once. The only problem is that I will have to make separate blueprints for when there's a fluid involved, for when there are maybe 4 ingredients. Then I will have to find another place for another station. I might also have a station maybe coming out of here somewhere. Or like that, yeah, maybe. There will be space for a station. It will just look a bit more weird. Can definitely save the game now. That was some success that I didn't expect for today. And I might look if I could raid someone.